Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tsholofelo and welcome back. To the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I just hope that you enjoy the content that I put up in this channel. All the likes, all the comments, I see them. Thank you guys. So today I'm gonna be talking about friendships, one topic that has been close to my heart for a couple of years, let me say 2 to 3 years now, that I have been like evaluating friendships, like understanding the whole concept of friendships, because I guess I got to a point in my life where I needed to know my place in people's lives. So I needed to be able to separate my acquaintances from friends, from people I know. Like, how you just meet people and you end up making them friends before actually trust is built within that bond. So I grew up as one person who is very, very trustworthy until my trust was broken once, and my life has never been the same again. I think that is why, like, I now struggle to maintain friendships, and how I struggle to actually regulate how they work in my life. So I'll be talking about friendships today. So I'm gonna read a scripture that we probably all know or have heard of. It's on Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9 to 12, like just to lay a foundation of um, how important friendships are, because we are relational beings. Like, we can see that also in the Bible, that we are relational beings if you actually read the Bible. So I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes chapter 4 actually, verse 9 to 12, and it says, two are better than one, because they have good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, who will withstand him? A threefold cord is not quickly broken. So this scripture just shows us how important to have one person, like, even if it's one person and it's not a group of people, to be holding you in this journey of life, like holding you hand in hand and saying, we can do this, let's keep going. Like someone who keeps you accountable for the decisions you make, for the choices, like helping you up even in your career path. So I'll be talking about basically how I struggled to maintain my friendships. Firstly, growing up, I struggled to make my own friends. Like, I would have friends because of other friends I had. So I guess I was comfortable in the people I know, like secure, and I'm one person who struggled to get out of my comfort zone. So I would be okay with the friends that I have, like from high school. So it was very difficult for me to actually make new friends. And to me, I actually never had like a definition of what friendship looks like, and because of that, I think I ended up being a bad friend, because I didn't know what being a friend is. So I think I've come to learn that friendship grows as time goes. Like, friendship is built on trust, and friendship will be tested by time. It will be tested, and time will be the best test of your friendship. So I think what inspired this video is because recently someone asked me a question and said, what have you done as what makes you think we have been friends, and what have you done to maintain the friendship that we have? Yo, like, when I sit back, I'm like, okay, how have I been a friend to this person? I would count how many times this person was there for me and loyal, like who would lay down whatever they are doing and just to come and assist me in a time of crisis. And I could count how many times they have been a friend to me as per my definition of friendship, and I couldn't account for how many times I have been there for that person as a friend. Because I think we never talked about, like, growing up I never had boundaries. So even with friendships, you don't know, like, I wouldn't know what boundaries are. Like, what do we talk about? How are we there for each other? What makes this friendship stable? And basically I lived my life without boundaries, and that has led me to being a people's pleaser. I remember one, like the people in my life once told me that, so you're actually a people's pleaser. And when I come to think of it, I was a people's pleaser. I would do things because I wanted to belong. I would do things because I wanted to fit in. I would do things just to keep people around me happy, and you end up being the sad person, so you actually end up compromising yourself, that you end up losing yourself. I remember in my previous video I talked about how I lost my identity. I basically lost my identity because I never had boundaries, because I lived my life to please people, and I actually didn't know what I want in a relationship, like with a friend. So I realized how important and valuable friendships are. There's this one person that has always been there my whole life, and I think there are times where I neglected her a lot, but she stood by me, and I thank God for her patience with me and her patience working this path with me. Because at some point I thought we were not friends, and then we came back and started talking, and I saw how um I saw how this person has been there in my life and has been cheering me on, has been helping me discover myself. And I was not actually aware of this, but recently I came to see that, wow, this person has actually been a confidant in my life. So talking about a confidant, I think I've listened to this sermon a couple of years back. It's a sermon that was preached by Bishop T.D. Jakes. So he was talking about the three kinds of people you will meet in your life, and he said you will meet a confidant. A confidant is someone who is there for you. That person is for you, for who you are, not what you do. Like, whatever that happens in your life, that person will be there. And he mentioned that if you have one or two confidants in your life, consider yourself a blessed person, because it is rare to find this kind of people in your life. So if you find one or two, like, consider yourself blessed, and thank God for that kind of friendship. And then he said that the second kind of people that you will meet in your life are constituents. So what he explained constituents to be is people who are for what you are for. So as long as you and those people are for the same thing, then you guys will be in each other's lives until that thing is accomplished. So the friendship ends up being a seasonal friendship, because it had a certain purpose, it had a certain reason for it to exist. So it will be difficult to say this person is a confidant, because this person is only there for what you are for and not for who you are. So when things change, it's easy for this person to fall off. So the third kind of people he said you will meet in your life are comrades. And comrades are for what you are against. As long as you guys are fighting the same enemies, you guys will continue to be friends. But once victory has been done, once you guys are victorious in your task of defeating a certain enemy, it is very difficult to maintain that friendship too. So it is important to be able to know and discern the kind of people in your life, like the season. And if someone was in your life for a certain season and they leave, thank God for them. Thank God for that season. You guys probably learned something from each other. You guys were destiny helpers, and that person probably took you from you not being confident and actually becoming confident while you are with them, and then now because you are confident, they are the reason why they are in your life was to help you build your confidence. Now that you have your confidence, it's difficult to keep the friendship going, or it's difficult to keep the relation going. So those are the three kinds of people that you meet in your life, and I had to really sit down and say, Solo, but why can't you keep your friendships? Why can't you maintain your friendships? It's because I became a people's pleaser. I would be in certain circles because I wanted to fit in. I will even be uncomfortable with certain things, but do them anyway so that you fit in and actually feel like you belong. So I think I lost myself in those moments, and I ended up not being able to maintain friendships, not to be able to identify my confidence, and it broke my heart because I would ask myself, I thought I had friends, not that those people didn't have, like I expected certain things from them, things that they can't, like things that they can't fulfill, because they are not confident. Like you expect a comrade to fulfill something that only a confident can fulfill in your life. So I think that is what hurt me the most when it came to friendships. So I also, so the friendship in the book of First Samuel chapter 18, 19 and 20, it's actually a friendship between David and Jonathan, and that actually defined to me what a confidant would look like. It's someone who is committed to you, someone who loves you, someone who will lay their lives down for you, and it is very difficult. Someone who will not be jealous of you, someone who will speak well of you, someone who will not criticize you, who will tell you the truth as it is, who will keep you accountable and keep you on your toes. And it is very difficult to find people like that lately, and I actually spend more time alone, more time with God, and he made me actually value and understand and reflect on my own life, on how I contributed to my friendships not lasting. And I think I've learned a lot, and I think I now value friendship. I actually now value relationships better than I used to before. And for all the friends that I had good friends. I won't lie and say I had bad friends. I had good friends. Some of them I lost them because I didn't play my part as a Jonathan in their lives. Some seasons in your life you'll be a Jonathan to David, and sometimes you'll be the David and you'll have to be Jonathan. So until you find your Jonathan, be Jonathan to someone else. So yeah, and if you want to understand or unpack more on the Jonathan and David kind of friendship, go and read First Samuel chapter 18, 19 and 20. You will actually understand what kind of friendship David and Jonathan actually had. So, and we can learn a few things from that. So with me, I made I made a lot of mistakes, but I'm grateful for those because they were part of my journey. I had to go through all that so that I can be who I am now. And I don't regret any decision that I made before, because now I know better and I can do better. And I'm grateful for all those friends that have been there all my life. Like I realized how selfish I was when it came to my friends. It has always been about what I want, about what needs to be fulfilled in my life, but I had not been a Jonathan to a friend of mine, and you end up losing those people because it's a one-sided friendship. Those people are doing their part, but you are not doing your part. So I had to sit down. I had to go through a season where I had to ask myself questions. Do I have friends? Why do I consider this person a friend? What kind of relationship do we have? Like understanding my my lane in people's life, like understanding where we are. I think it also gives us a good perspective of where we are going, and if we are supposed to be there for each other for certain seasons, then it will be better for me to keep to understand and know what to share, because you don't share like your life with certain people. Like you don't share your dreams to your comrades, because your comrades may not understand. They may not be what you are against. So you need to share those kind of things with your confidant. So until you find your confidant, be until you find your Jonathan, be a Jonathan, be genuine, be authentic. I struggle so much with vulnerability, and that made me not to be able to make authentic friendships and not be able to speak up when I'm not okay with something. So I ended up being a people's pleaser. So but now I've learned about being vulnerable, about how honesty is important in friendships, how accountability is important. So now I know my role as a friend. I've grown. God has opened my eyes. I went through a season of reflection. I've read a lot, and I think now I can be a friend that I have always wanted from other people. So I hope you enjoyed this video.